Hi Somas, it's Liz. Welcome to my Monday update and welcome to all my new subscribers and followers. Thank you so much for joining. So this week, the theme in class is releasing tension across the chest and around the collarbones and around into the armpit. Last week in my classes, I've been teaching somatics for years and I am always looking to be inspired and need inspiration for my classes. A lot of that I get from my personal practice, but I also, ask for inspiration. And so I said to my students last week, what do you need? And how can I help you with that? So one student was saying she has a lot of tension and a lot of restriction across her collarbone and into her chest. And I said, do you do a lot of computer work? And she said, yes. And I said, are you right-handed or left-handed? And she said, well, actually I'm right-handed, but it's my left hand that I use as my mousing hand. And so when we're mousing, we tend to lean forwards a lot here. And obviously we have our hand sort of gripped like this. And so there's a lot of compression that we get it into the armpit, across the chest here. If you even just try this movement here, you will feel that there's tension through here. So that's the theme for this week. And we're going to be relating that, as we do with all of our somatics, into the center of our body. That's the muscles that attach the pelvis to the ribs. So whenever you're doing any practices, any somatic practices, always having that reminder, even if you're just focusing on the shoulder, always relating it back to the center of the body. So we're going to be doing movements that really connect to the ribs, getting a sinking down through the ribs, into the waist and abdominal muscles, and also doing lots of lovely movements to get into the back, where we're going to be drawing the shoulder blades down, arching the back with that as well, to really mobilize the shoulder blade, because often when we're doing a lot of this movement with the hand reaching forwards and we're mousing, and it doesn't even have to be computer work. Think about if you do a lot of gardening or cleaning, anything where your arm is going forwards. We can get a lot of restriction here, but if our shoulder blade is stuck for whatever reason, then something is going to be overcompensating. Could be the wrist, could be the elbow, whatever that might be. So we are going to be also connecting that, making sure that the shoulder blade is moving as well in our practice this week. So I really hope that you can join me. If you are new to somatics, please have a look at my beginner series, my online beginner series. And I will be teaching a new in-person beginner series in the new year. Gosh, I can't believe I'm even saying that, but in the new year. And that will be at Central Wellness in Lincoln. And talking of Central Wellness, yesterday I was there at the studio. They had a lovely charity day raising money for guide dogs. And I was there teaching my chakra dancing. Yes, I do have a different hat. And I love to use movement to just as a form of self-expression, and I love to share that in my chakra dancing classes. And one of the students that attended also is attending my intro series, my in-person intro series to somatics, and she is a therapist and works with children with trauma. And she made a really interesting insight in how the somatic movements really help to regulate her nervous system. She's really noticing that when she's taking part in my lessons. And that's something I don't talk about a lot, but it really does, because in somatics we recognize how the different reflexes, the fight, flight and freeze responses, that's just two of the reflexes that we address. We habituate those through how we feel, how we think, how we move, how we don't move. And so when we move into our somatics practice, not only are we helping to release that tension out of our system and rebalance our muscles, but we are also helping to regulate our nervous system. And it's a really beautiful practice. So if you're curious, if you're new, please have a look at my beginner series. Okay, have a great week, everybody. There's more information in my newsletter. I have a weekly newsletter, so please subscribe to that, and I will see you next week, or see you in class.